I desire to play and build a variety of decks is quite staggering. However, I also have to come to terms and understand the fact. Two facts. The first fact, the most important fact, I fucking suck at this game. And the second fact, a lot of the decks I end up making are just not gonna be good. Because that's just how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is designed. Konami never bothers balancing their cards. Some decks are just going to be weaker. Why am I being forced to log in again? Reauthor. Oh, there you go. Right. So I want to just play Brain Dead. So I made a runic deck that's specifically just its only win condition is to deck my opponent out. I unironically lose if my opponent has a deck size larger than 40. With this deck. Let's see what we can do with it. And again, this lobby music slaps. Lobby musics are always so damn good in these types of games, like what the fuck? This Gaia also has like banger lobby music. Flimsy paper, because that's what my deck is. I'm gonna keep playing paper. What a beautiful draw. Normal summon border. One day of peace. A card for you. A card for me. Beautiful draw, honestly. Terraforming. Runic Fountain. Now my opponent knows what the fuck is up. Runic. Chain Droplet. Special Summon. Summon. Munin. And defense. Activate Runin. Discard the other border. Don't use Fountain yet. Dimension Shifter. Fair enough. I shall activate Runic Tip right away. We shall go for Flashing Fire. Gotta put pressure. Alright, guess we're just gonna draw a card right now since there's actually no value in further playing more cards. Activate Alir. We're actually going to set this. We can't play it either way. And this as well. Make the opponent think we're setting down the floodgates. I guess, even though realistically that's not gonna do anything. Like, if they have Harpy's Feather Duster, they have Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm killing myself by doing this. Bluffing is straight up just a bad idea in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For what it's worth, something I've come to realize, I'd make a video essay if I fucking had time and energy and was willing to put in effort in anything in my life nowadays. But for what it's worth, that's kind of like the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. It's a very honest game. One of the most honest games I've ever played. And unfortunately, people really don't like honesty and their entertainment. Alright, got another dimension shifter for me. Ah, yeah, popped with Ghost Ogre. That's honestly pretty good. Let's make you immune to destruction. I am out of playable cards, so let's just draw. They surrendered. Alright, they're going first. I actually have no idea what the fuck they're playing. I'm just gonna side out evenly matched. I'll side out the 3 ofs. As well as time tearing. Time tearing isn't all that important to draw. It's good when you draw it. Obviously I want to draw it. I have 3 of it, but not that big of a deal if we're not able to draw 2 per turn. Inspector Border's only good when going first. Amano might be more useful going second. I'm not sure. Because Inspector Border is hard going. Why? Wait, they're playing spirits. Amano Iwano is fucking useless. We're playing a spirit deck apparently. Oh no, it's an engine for fucking Exorcist. Huh, it sent the materials to grave. Exo Sisters isn't meta, so I'll be forgiven for not knowing what the fuck they do, right? Best part about playing simulators still, honestly. People are just more willing to try out different strategies. Why? It's a battle of floodgates right now, man. No point playing outside the main phase. Let's just use this, it's our only runic card. Let's go for main. I don't really think anyone else would be contributing much right now, so honestly, I just want a wall with the potential for more walls. Let's just set both of these. I don't see why not. I can Super Star Slayer, but that's not gonna negate this guy's effect. Super Star Slayer really isn't that powerful. When I originally read it, it looked powerful, but like, the effects you want to negate are usually those with lower attack, which is annoying. Yeah, why not? Let's flip up one of our Synchro Zones. Yeah, funny how life works, isn't it? I had two of them. Why? Is it a soft ones? Are they gonna banish again? Who is this? Who are you? I'm not even mad. That's a lot of bodies. Reveal card in hand for effect, which is to draw. They do have their battle phase. I'm guessing they're trying their best to go for game. However, with one defense position monster and then an attack guy, alright, its effect is negated, but they'll need to attack over or destroy it somehow. They need to wipe the board and get an attack of 8,000. Can they do it? If I knew, I would have scooped it by now. Look at them. They've turned black. And what the fuck, man? Why did another graveyard hate archetype? A pure graveyard hate archetype, rather, I should say, because the other archetype I was thinking of was Kashtira, but they don't necessarily hate the graveyard. They just make it so everything that goes to the graveyard is banished instead. And they play on the banish zone, which is basically just an alternate graveyard. For all intents and purposes. These ladies, though, are more deliberate with their hate for dead people. Oh, what the fuck? They bounced my fucking Sleipnir back. Okay, 55. It's not yet game. Even if I didn't have this body. to soak up 1500. For what it's worth, I've got a turn. How are they doing main phase 2? Got nothing left to do. Well, are you going for Divine Arsenal? Alright, it ain't Divine Arsenal. I don't think there's a point in summoning at this point, because, like, no matter what happens, they have game, so... But, like, at the same time, it's so unlikely. Damn it. That could have saved me, but I got greedy. I wanted Card of Demise to draw 3. I can't battle phase, so I can't actually use evenly match, can I? I just realized. You don't have non-targeting. You don't have any targeting negation. I'm gonna be trying to get rid of your biggest body for whatever that's worth. If I go battle phase, I die, right? Skill drain. What's the point of setting that? Yep. Let's just surrender. No point trying to make them do stuff, since I was out of resources there. Alright, so evenly matched. Not very good. Today I learned. We have no choice but to go first. Not to say there isn't bluffing in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's a next to unimportant skill to learn. I forgot I needed to start with Extravagance if I wanted to draw the 2 cards with it. I'm an idiot. Let's keep things simple with just Munin. Well, I could have drawn with ya. but we'll make do with this. I am just a queen of misplace right now, honestly, you know. Let's not reveal goes in match yet. Wait, I could activate? Oh. Whatever. It was a strategic choice. Totally. Fuck me. I think we just scoop here, right? We lost to the better stun player. Playing Runic for deck out. Like what the Japanese thought you were supposed to do with the Runic. Like, I mean, you read the cards and surface analysis, that's what you get, right? But in the Americas, we like to think outside the box. Outside of the card effect box. Eh? Like, I'm trying deck out. Because deck out is a fun alternate win condition. I like alternate win conditions. Yu-Gi-Oh's full of alternate ways to win. It's part of the appeal. Dang it. Wait, why am I I'm going first? Now, it's a good thing we have Pot of Extravagance. Alright, let's just flip these up right away. Out it. I lost nothing of significant value. You're thinking really hard. That, or they genuinely don't know how to react to skill drain being flipped up on them. Alongside Gozen. Here we go, Signet Mining. You're playing Math Mac. Sigma. Attack it, moron! This is hilarious. Now, Time Tearing did make them draw 2 cards as well. In Dueling Nexus, only the player who activated Time Tearing gets to draw 2 per turn, per draw, phase. What's up with that? A set and pass. No, we're attacking. I can realistically just wall with this. Sure, activate it, but it gets negated. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hell yeah. Runic technically decks out, but like it does it so slowly. It's kind of hilarious. Now let's just set this. This is gonna be a nothing game. All they have to do is draw the out. They can still attack, but at least I've ensured they can't get out any big bosses. This hurts even Ubel, actually, surprisingly. That was a tribute summon. I wanna apologize to Mysteriolo. I just decided we're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm playing with a different deck for my next slash final game. Clearly what my deck needs is more cards that mill. Does the order really matter? Did you just draw? What kind of fucking pile deck are they on right now? Setting is the smart thing to do, I suppose, since as long as it's set, goes in match and rivalry can't tell what type or attribute they are. Nice. They have Lightning Storm in their main deck. Yeah, that's why milling as a strategy is just so dangerous. Like Toryu took so much, placed so much emphasis and importance to who has the deck count lead, like it ever actually mattered. It's an alternate win condition in a lot of TCGs just to ensure that the games will eventually end. But like in reality, like with that Lightning Storm just now, proves the point for me, honestly. The more cards you can get out of your deck, the closer you ultimately are to winning, not losing. The more cards you're able to draw, the closer you can— oh my god, it was Nibiru! I finally get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This must be quite elating. Access code. And they're doing everything in their power to just win right now. Right here, right now. Which, yeah, they're gonna do it. Access code's gonna pop Moonin, it's gonna pop Inspector, and they have more than enough per game. Let's just surrender. I could try going more risky and put 3 Trickstar Reincarnation and 3 of the other thing that mills. More things that mill would be good if I'm really going through with a strategy like that. As long as I don't activate a frickin'... Why? You're foolish. On the at the top, pretty nice.
I just don't want it to happen.
Oh,
Hero.
lol.
Hey,
Nice.
I know that yesterday I said that Hero belonged in Stop Coping tier. Well, since then, Darkblaw has made 45 diss tracks about me, alleging everything from the fact that I cheat on my tax returns to the fact that I have never entered Main Phase 2. I would just like to unequivocally deny all of those charges, but also apologize for ever saying that heroes were bad. Can't we all just get along? I'm looking to put this behind me and apologize to Stratos. Good afternoon, Jank enthusiasts. I'm MBT, and this is 10-minute testing. Alright, we'll do Hero. Elemental Hero, Thunder Giant! So here's the list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of discussion about what items the deck can do, and of course the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. I've been shilling Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck for, well, years at this point, and I'm happy to announce I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. By now, they've become the most complete repository of tournament tops on the internet, the best place to jam Frog with friends, and of course, still host strategy articles. Recently, they've added a new piece of infrastructure to a 3-card arena draft, draftable with card pools featuring classic formats, Master Duel, or within any parameters you like. Give it, or any of their other features, a look at www.ygoprodeck.com. With that, let's have a look at Hero. Hero is a hell of an archetype. Did you know there's more hero support than pyro monsters? And fish monsters? And sea serpents? And reptiles and psychics and worms and dinosaurs and zombies and aquas and rocks and plants and insects and thunders and beast warriors? There's a lot of fucking heroes. The archetype's been playable on and off throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history, from Airblade to Omni, and its individual monsters have been all over the ban list. One of the most consequential cards for the deck, however, is this, Destiny Hero Malicious, and it spent more time behind bars than almost any other. Broken at 3, reasonable at 2, this card is one of the game's best extenders and has only gotten better with age, and with the release of Link monsters. But as of the most recent ban list, he is out on parole, and Tearlament be damned, we're gonna play him where he belongs. So let's talk about the state of Hero at present. Since the last time you've seen this deck, there's really only been one major innovation, and that's the Infernal line. Infernal Rage sets up the cover card to Pote, Shining Neo's Wingman, via Favorite Contact. This gives a deck that usually lives or dies based on the strength of its monster board layered points of interaction, which is a necessity in today's haha scrub I'm maining Lightning Storm and Tenpai metagame. Truth be told, the additional Mally doesn't open up many new combos, though it does have some applications for Wonder Driver lines specifically. It mostly just makes your existing combos a lot more resilient. This deck, which has garnered a legacy of losing to Ashe, or Valor, or Nibiru, can now play through pretty much all of them with ease, and consistently set up a Macrocosmos, 3 pops, and a skill trade. So, good luck. So with that, let's get into the card by card. We'll begin with the Big Daddy Elemental Hero Neos, a search off of Extra Hero Infernal Devicer. After that, we've got Destiny Hero Plasma. Now that we have the 3rd copy of Malicious, I feel comfortable shaving down one of our Destiny heroes. I like playing 5 for a multitude of reasons. It just is an amount of them that ensures that your Fusion Destiny is never going to be all the way offline. And now that the 3rd Malicious is in the deck, we can cut one of either Plasma or Dark Angel. I think Plasma is a little better because there are hands that can produce a board, but not the board.
And the thing that those hands
can also produce is a bunch of material on field that otherwise doesn't do anything. Plasma is a nice backup plan. After that, we've got 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. Oh, just so
why aren't I playing Torrential? Torrential is honestly a really good card.
You get 3 pieces of material off of the Malicious, but you also get an additional material off of the Denier special, and of course you get an additional material off of the Denier Tuck as well, so you really get to play like 5. It's really quite fantastic. After that, we've got 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris and 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. Stratos has become
2 cards I'm willing to take the risk that all they have left are also just hand traps.
It's one Ferris you will likely be searching as well. I think this deck is pretty
I don't believe they have any follow-ups.
Ferris line, and while it has no shortage of ways to do that, it does feel like potentially a mechanism by which you will lose games. We are playing 1 copy of Liquid Soldier. You just have, over the course of most combos, the ability to search a card that needs to probably be an element hero with a different attribute than both Stratos and all of the darks in the deck. And Liquid Soldier fits that build perfectly.
It's kind of hilarious that I cited up the things believing.
Where you've already exhausted a significant amount of the cards.
Forgetting about Geo fucking Math.
Drawing to either non-engine or really explosive cards like Mask Change or Fusion Destiny at the end of a long combo. Of course, got Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, just playing the 1 now. I like playing 2 because it is both a nice send-off of Ferris and also a critical part of the end board because you'll be searching it with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. I think now safely we can go down to 1 as space in the deck becomes tighter. We've got 2 copies of Vision Hero Vion, pretty indispensable. If there's one like choke point I think I could identify in the deck, it would be the Vision Hero Vion Search of the Polymerization, and of course gets punished by just having the polymerization, and a significant amount of people are playing 2 polymerization because of this reason. But if you are looking for a place to expend your negation, that's maybe it. We've got, of course, Denier. We've got 2 Increase because I fear God. I think there is an argument to go up to about 50 cards in this deck, play 2 additional 3 of non-engine pieces, let's say something like Drollin Lockbird and Effect Valor, 3 copies of Crossout Designator, and then like maybe an emergency call to keep the ratios of Stratos and Ferris high. In that scenario, I would feel safe shaving an Increase because it's much less likely that you brought, but the difference between hands that can access Increase and hands is really night and day, so I do like always having consistent access to this card. 3 copies of A Hero Lives, 1 copy of Polymerization, 1 Rhoda, 3 Fusion Destiny. This is a weird card. Obviously it's very powerful, but now that the deck has pivoted to going through the Infernal Rage into Poke cover card line, this is kind of a liability because it locks you into exclusively Dark Hero monsters, really brings down the strength of the end board. I like activating this after you and your opponent have gotten into a bit of a counter war. The game state is simplified. They have maybe 2 cards in hand after expending 3 hand traps. Pretty common during this format, to be honest. And then you just windmill slam this power spell, and guess who's really good in simplified game states? Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. But in a pinch, it can also be a combo.
Actually, they can't play Lightning Storm.
Like this at 2, theoretically you could go down to 1 because it is searchable over the course of the combo, but it's also sort of called by the grave. We could be playing Masked Hero Blast over Acid to ensure that your Stratos is always going to resolve through something like a Valor or an Infinite Permanence. I don't really like doing so because I think that's a really low value place for your opponent to activate a hand trap, so you don't really need to be planning for something that only bad players are going to do. I don't know. We've got a Miracle Fusion in here as well, very searchable, as do we have a Favorite Contact. Now, important about Favorite Contact is that it does not have to summon a Neos monster, so you don't have to get the Shining Wingman Neos, though you easily will be. If an opponent goes for early targeting of Favorite Contact with something that destroys spell traps, you can fire it to get to Destiny Hero Dystopia, will usually be live, and he then can use his interruption on your terms, not your opponent's, unlike Neos Wingman, who just has to do it when it's special summoned. After that, we have our non-engine. We've got one Called by the Grave, 3 Ash Blossom, Joy Spring, 3 Permanence, and a card that I think is uniquely good in Hero, Forbidden Droplet. It's so fantastic kind of as a combo starter. I love to go second.
I need to destroy if I want to draw with that.
But also, this card is really good as part of an end board, especially if your opponent is playing a bunch of answers that would otherwise really decrease the strength of your end board. Maybe they commit to some stuff and you utilize all your points of interaction, and they go for like an equalizer. Well, you can then maybe get some advantage out of the cards that are just lying on board like idiots. In the extra, we've got Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. It's important to both play around Nibiru, because you can hold your DPE pop for the end phase, then pop a Wake Up Your Elemental Hero to get a Shadow Mist from deck, attacking into a Dark Claw during your end phase in a way that isn't liable to be rocked. We've got Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman, which on special summon pops cards. It also OTKs really well. It gets up to 8,000.
Got a bunch of dead cards in hand.
Infernal Rage is, of course, the mechanism by which you are getting to Favorite Contact. And we've got Destiny Hero Dystopia. These two are like the flex slots in the extra. The extra is incredibly tight, but I guess these two are the cards that you could change. I really do like Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. I think there's a lot of scenarios in which it is really important to have this card your extra deck. It has a really advantageous type requirement if you want to dig deeper, something like a Liquid Soldier, and Masked Hero Acid is kind of your only game against macro strategies. There's a lot of setups that, like, if it is not going to be a setup that is uniquely harmed by, say, Dark Law, you can instead go Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, set Master Change for Acid on your opponent's turn, wipes both your opponent's monster lineup and their back row. It can be really devastating if it's all they commit to going second. We've of course got a Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, a Sunriser, which we are now cheating out, and 2 Dark Laws. I guess theoretically you could shave a Dark Law, but you would only do that if you shave a Master Change as well, I think. We've got a Dread Decimator, which because of 3 Malicious is a pretty consistent part of end boards. This makes going from Favorite Contact into Dystopia a lot better, because it will almost always be live. Wonder Driver and Infernal Devicer are both critical parts of the setup combo, and 2 Cross Crusader.
They said unaffected by card effects, they really meant it.
If you're going to play any Link monster to assist an OTK on turn 3, this is the one you want to be playing. But 2, frequently an opponent will shotgun targeted negation on Cross Crusader's first effect, but now that you have access to 3 Maliciouses, you can just expend a Malicious, get a Malicious, make another Cross Crusader, get the 3rd Malicious Cross Crusader for Denier, and then you have plays. In the side, we've got 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, we've got 3 Nibirus, we've got the Bystials, which I don't love, but I think are of pretty high utility, and like this deck is already so good at OTKing, there's a lot of scenarios in which like you actually do just want to have extra bodies on board, even if they theoretically turn off the ability to access some of your Link Monsters effects. Goes at match, Rivalry of Warlords, Harpy's Featherduster, and Cosmic Cyclone. So with that, let's jump into the games. Our first match is up against Scareclaw Kashtira, and I'll just be completely honest, this is in here to showcase the strength of the end board. You can see that our hand is really good. We have a Hero Lives, we have Varus, we have a way to contest a single piece of non-engine in Called by the Grave, and then we've got 2 additional pieces of non-engine of our own. Our opponent has 2 hand traps and a Kashtira Fenrir, which is pretty good, but not going to be enough depending on what we can set up. We're going to begin with a copy of the Hero Lives, and that's going to summon from deck, well, you know, after Called by the Ash Blossom, a Stratos. This is one of those hands that does have to resolve a Hero Lives, so we are going to fight for it. We're going to go for Stratos here, and we'll go ahead and get a copy of Liquid Soldier. Then we will Varus, pitch the Liquid Soldier, do summon the Varus, then we'll activate the Varus effect in order to set an increase. We're going to go increase here, summoning itself, then increase effect in order to summon a copy of Vion from deck. We're going to go Vion here, Vion's going to set a copy of the Graveyard, then it's going to add a Polymerization to hand. Next, we're going to go for a copy of Cross Crusader, and our opponent has held.
I actually can't deck them out with Trickstar Reincarnation.
But we can just go Malicious. Let's summon a Malicious from deck, and then we'll make an Infernal Devicer. We'll go Infernal Devicer to grab ourselves a copy of Elemental Hero Neos, and what do you know? Wind plus Light equals Infernal Rage. We'll activate Infernal Rage to get a copy of Favorite Contact, then activate Infernal Rage to tag into a Sunrise. We'll trigger Sunrise to grab a Miracle Fusion, and then afterwards we can Miracle Fusion in order to make a Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. This is going to trigger the Liquid Soldier, and we did find an extender, so we might as well go Wonder Driver into Malicious, then afterwards we'll trigger the effect of the Wonder Drive to reset this copy of Polymerization, and Reinforcement of the Arc.
Yeah, shit, Trickstar Reincarnation was a terrible idea to set.
Set 3 and go to the end phase, at which point we'll activate Destroy Phoenix Enforcer in order to pop the E-Hero, and we will summon from deck a copy of Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is going to trigger, which gets us a Mask Change. Still in end phase, we will fire the Mask Change, go into a Dark Claw. You do lose out on the additional search here, but who cares? In standby, we will bring back this DP, and our opponent will leave the Fenrir. They're going to activate Fenrir. That's a really good in-fifth target, especially with the attack decrease of DP. It doesn't actually do anything. They go combat, I think, threatening, like an evenly matched. As they summon a Scareclaw, we're just going to go ahead and fire off the favorite contact, calling it bluff. We'll blow up the entire board. Afterwards, we'll go Scareclaw Kashtira, banishing the last remaining card of the hand, and we will eat it with a DPE, popping our back row. So that's how the deck performs on the play, but what does it do on the draw? Well, it turns out that Hero is also one of the most adept OTK decks in the business, and it will show off that capacity against Ashen. You all really want me to make the Ashen TMT, and maybe this will show you why I am not super excited to do so. They're going to begin with a copy of Awakening of Vidos. They're going to give us an Obsidian, then pop it with a big Vidos. That will pop the Obsidian, which of course triggers the Graveyard effect and enables them to go ahead and get a copy of, what is it, Spearhead? They'll go ahead and activate the effect of the Priestess that they summon, and then afterwards they'll activate the Extinguishing, one of the only good cards in the deck. Afterwards, we're going to activate the Extinguishing in Graveyard in order to make an Empress of the Ashen. That's going to trigger, and then afterwards they can activate the Obsidian on their side of the field. They're going to go for King and Hero, triggering King in order to summon a copy of Shaman. They will go ahead and tuck that Vidos back into their hand, and then Shaman shuffle 3 back, drawing an additional card before setting 1 and passing. We'll draw for turn after they resolve the effect of the Obsidian. Super Poly would be nice in the back row, but not great in the hand. We'll begin with a copy of Stratos, who will activate Stratos' effect, and they will flip Ashen to Endlessness so that we don't get any silly ideas. We'll go Ferris pitching Malicious here. Always fine to see Malicious in your opener these days. We'll go Cross Crusader. I want to be able to wield this increase as like some mechanism by which we have the capacity to dodge targeted negation. Our opponent's going to trigger the effect of their Obsidian and their Vidos in sequence. Then they'll go Ashen to Endlessness. We will chain the effect of the Forbidden Droplet.
Why didn't they just attack
off the board? I think the right call here in order to deny us the Cross Crusader, but unfortunately not sufficient because we can Rhoda for a denier. We will go for the Polymerization here, at which point they will activate Ashen for Eternity, and we should just be able to OTK from this position. Let's go Mally, and then let's finally commit to that copy of Increase. That Increase is going to summon itself.
I don't get it,
its effect in order to summon a copy of Vision Vion, then we'll activate Vion. That enables us to send a copy of Liquid to the graveyard. We'll go Wonder Driver into Denier at the point, which allows us to recycle this copy of Polymerization and trigger the effect of the Denier in order to put that Mally back on top of the deck. From here, we can just go ahead and activate Polymerization in order to make a Sunrise and trigger the Sunrise effect in order to grab a Miracle Fusion. Here we'll activate Miracle Fusion in order to grab a couple of cards, going for the Ab-Zero and this copy of Liquid Soldier, pitching his second Increase and getting in for well over lethal with the additional Mask Change and Infib in Grip. So it's time for Game 3, and you know what that means.
Up to 9
Our opponent's playing
minutes.
Voiceless Voice. Exciting, right? I'm so sick of playing against Snake Eyes. I had to switch it up. We're going to begin with a copy of A Hero Lives. They let it resolve. We're going to go for a Stratos. We'll activate the effect of the Stratos, at which point they will Veiler. I think we can actually let that resolve because of how our hand looks. We'll go for Fusion Destiny. They'll Ash Blossom, and okay, we have to actually fight over this one. We'll go ahead and negate it, and then afterwards we will send a couple of cards to the graveyard for the DPE. We will go for Malicious here. Malicious is going to tag into Malicious. From here we could go into a Cross Crusader, but keep in mind, because we activated Fusion Destiny, we are Dark Locked, so we aren't going to be able to get to our Pokecover card. We're going to go for Malicious here for Malicious, and then afterwards we're going to go for Denier. You can see us pivoting to the Plasma line. That's what we're going to do to win this game. And here we're just going to tribute off the board for the Plasma, activate Malicious so we have an extra body on field for the Mask Change, set this copy of Forbidden Droplet, then go to the end phase, activate the effect of the Mask Change, targeting the Malicious, and pass back to our opponent. They are going to begin with a copy of Saphira. Can be activated under Dark Law, but doesn't resolve the way you want. They're going to go for a Typhon to try and get over the Plasma, but we are going to contest that using this copy of DPE, at which point our opponent will concede. So it's time for Game 2, and unfortunately our opponent has run a really good card against us. You might not think to board in Cosmic Cyclone against a deck that has so many monsters in it, but its utility is both a mechanism to force out a really early favorite contact, or on the play, to stop the increase line at all is really unmatched. Our opponent's going first for Game 2 to begin with the Pot of Prosperity, finding off the top. I mean, Saphira is good, but I imagine they were hoping for more. They're going to go for Saphira here. That's going to send the ritual spell to the graveyard and grab them a Skull Guardian. They'll activate the effective ritual summon, and they have Skull Guardian and the low. Of course, we do have the Baldrick, which is really good news for us. They're going to grab another low, and then afterwards we're going to normal summon the low. They'll trigger the effect in order to set a copy of Cage. They'll activate Barrier in order to grab the new spell, Blessing. Cool. And set 2 and pass. This is a pretty low impact board, and we do have Droplet, so I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, they're not having any of this shit.
Effect in order to grab, and our opponent will be able to chain both the Blessing and this copy of Infib. I'm going to chain the Forbidden Droplet here, so our Stratos does resolve. They're going to get to go to Odd Eye's Pendulum Graph Dragon, and then afterwards we can activate Ferris, pitching this copy of Liquid Soldier. Ferris here is going to set an increase. We'll activate Mally here, and then afterwards we're just going to go ahead and link off for a Cross Crusader, at which point our opponent will deal a little bit of damage to us, and we'll Cross Crusader back our Malicious. We'll activate the effect in order to go ahead and grab a Denier, then we'll activate Malicious in order to summon another Malicious from deck before we finally increase and walk directly into the Cosmic Cyclone. Frustratingly, this kind of ends our turn. We'll go to the battle phase and main phase 2 before passing back to our opponent, who draws a Ghost Ogre. Here they should be able to just do it. They're going to go Barrier to grab Saphira, then Saphira effect in order to pin the ritual spell again, get another Skull Guardian, and perform the ritual summon using the low on field. Low's going to reborn. This copy of Skull Guardian is going to fall prey to our Bestial Baldrake, but they are still going to be able to get enough of the way there to actually accomplish something. They're going to activate the Graveyard Effect of Prayers.
Where the fuck is access code
talking? Get them a Saurus and the ability to pop. Afterwards, they will cycle back with this Blessing and just special summon this copy of Saurus, which triggers the Blessing into the Skull Guardian anyway. Finally, they will use their steeds to pop our last remaining monster.
Oh, okay, well, this works
One
too.
Cosmic Cyclone could be devastating here.
Oh, there's access.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you can see our opponent is drawing exactly.
They could have killed me 3 times through that combo
they're
line.
going to do something here that I kind of do recommend. I think it's pretty smart, but just the way our hand works out may not do what they want. We're going to go for Ferris here, pitching a Malicious. Always good to hear. We'll activate the effect of Ferris to get an increase. We'll activate the increase in order to summon from the back row, then activate the increase effect on field in order to get a Vion. We'll activate the effect of Vion in order to send the graveyard a copy of Increase, then activate Vion, banishing the Ferris for a Polymerization. Let's go Cross Crusader, reborn this copy of Malicious, and unlike our first round opponent, who activated from on the effect of Crusader, they're still going to hold it.
Let's never do that again.
Then we're going to make a copy of Infernal Divisor, which enables us to get a copy of Element. This copy of Denier comes back and allows us to shuffle one of the Maliciouses back into the deck, at which point we can make a Wonder Driver and activate the Malicious effect to summon at late points.
One more game with my beloved Tritron Ruin deck.
Polymerization, which we will use now, in order to make an Infernal Rage that utilizes our really fantastic copy of Liquid Land. That's going to give us another piece of non-engine for the end board, and we'll go Sunrise into a Miracle Fusion. Here we'll activate Miracle Fusion in order to make a Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. We'll go Dread Decimator, set 2 and pass. In end step, we will go ahead and do the Dark Law line. So what our opponent is hedging on here is that our end board is always going to exactly Dark Law. And outside of Dark Law, really all we're putting up is just a bunch of pops, right, before we get into negotiations about non-engine. And they can maybe play through that, so they are going to just begin
is straight up the worst hand.
Which I think is actually not a terrible idea here, especially in a grip that includes Pot of Prosperity, and maybe we'll find a card that utilizes the board. Unfortunately, it looks like cards like the Bureau are just a little too late, so they're going to take a place starter in pre-preparation of Rites. They're going to activate that to get a Skull Guardian into the grip, then activate Saphira in order to bin the other ritual spell. They will activate Prayers, that gets them the Skull Guardian. They're going to go low 1, Skull Guardian 2, will Baldrake the low as 3, just kind of hoping they don't have the additional one in hand. But as we see the ad, we realize they totally they're going to go low here. We will just go ahead and send the entire board to negate the entire board, which forces them onto a Dynamondo line. The Dynamondo forces out this copy of DPE, which would be good, but they don't really have too much going left. This Saurus is going to have to carry. They're going to try and perform a ritual summon to get an additional Saurus out, but that's checked by the Baldrake. And as they go to battle phase, we'll just buy our favorite contact and blow up the remaining monster on the board. They forced out every point of our interaction, but we were able to get through it, and from this position, we just get to walk in. During standby, we bring back this copy of DPE. We'll just go battle and hit for 8. So we're back with the deck, and honestly, I'm impressed. Let's do the pros and cons.
Oh my god, it's totally awesome.
And the board is crazy. Dark Law alone is sufficient to solo like at least half the metagame, and a DPE and a Neo's Wingman on top of it, it's almost impossible to get through. 2, it's consistent. Pretty much every hand can make the combo happen, and even lower impact hands that can only get to DPE favorites are going to be breaking on hand traps, and the simplified game states those cause are prime pickings for the Fusion boys. And third Mally really helps. With the right hand, this deck can play through 1, 2, and occasionally 3 hand traps. And the cons. 1, managing little annoying idiosyncrasies. Like Fire King Snake Eye, you put a ton of varied and layered points of interaction into your end board, but just like that deck, there are some pretty frustrating sequencing maneuvers in which they have to be activated. Like, you kind of have to expend your Dark Law before you DPE because otherwise it's vulnerable to combat. The favorite contact line is unavailable if you started with Fusion Destiny because you're Dark Hero locked. You have to manage your graveyard and banish in such a way that contact theoretically summon a Dystopia, which sucks. You have to make sure that you don't accidentally stack and then draw a Malicious you reserved for a Nibiru playthrough in hand with 2 mask changes. A result, Magnamut has to summon the monster on the same turn or else you're going to be cut off from the effects of the extra heroes. There's a lot of locks, and they all matter for different reasons. 2, there's no spell trap negates. Cards like Evenly and Triple Tack and even Raigeki can still be a huge
Sure, let's
problem.
try playing with this.
Especially now that we've just started cutting Dark Angel. It might be worth playing that card specifically in the board just to beat post-board answers, but there's so many decks that can take advantage of the 3 body. And 3, low non-engine space. With only 9 slots, you can't really guarantee that you draw
Their only response is a trap.
Unless you bump up to, say,
and I mean, it's likely they might have a trap, but like a trap that can
feels like a good
do something about Forbidden,
unlikely. Just gonna have to see if it can stand up to snakes. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching. These videos are sponsored by, and in many cases suggested by, my Patreons.
You're fucking kidding me.
These people without whom I would not be able to keep the lights on. I'll just go ahead and shout out some of the individuals who have pledged at a high level here: Elena Tincher, Alex Perea, Allison Elliott, Ally, Brett Henry, Tanner, Seaweed, Darkmaster Zork, Derpin Dragon, Devin Senpai, DJ Elefante, Enraged Peacock, Gravity, John Piet, Juan Cruz Avila Zati, Night Mary, Legal Rights, Lockstone, Luis Hernandez, Matthew M. Derezzo, MBT Play Madolce, Mike N54 Linecart, Rose Lapine, Solar Player the Ricka Queen, Roy says By Erasure is gay, Vincent Storm, Who's Nick, Wonder Waffle, Your Pot of Breed Does What, and Yuki. I really could not have done this without you.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with a fucking hand like that, man? One more game, that wasn't very satisfying. I got fucking... I bricked. My rogue deck bricked. Ah! Good old rock. How does this keep happening? I sent the wrong monster. Oh my god, that was my 5th summon. I've got 1 negate. I'm not gonna do this. And if the monster they activate has an attack higher than 2000, I lose. It's virtual world. They look like robots, but they're psychic. It's Goblin. Goblin Beast. Fucking Star Slayer. To negate the effect of BA, so I can't negate anything. Oh, and also just to straight up fucking destroy. Perhaps I will play more starters than I will hand traps. Not that that matters, I literally just had the worst luck right now, man. I fucking swear to God. I forgot Choju can't activate because I have both of my fucking rituals. Let's just go to the next game. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on right now? And they know pretty much my entire deck. They know exactly what to side on their side deck to fight against me. My side decking is still pretty bad, not gonna lie. I still mostly just put on my side deck just generic outs, most of which are just to play around going second. Better. Hey, Konami doesn't think what you choose in the side deck is a valuable skill you need to bother learning. There's nothing I can do. I can't play around Nib. I got my ritual spell. Perhaps this is punishment. I didn't even win with Runic. Why am I being punished? No. Okay, just attack over Masquerena. Fine. Well, they already did their battle phase. Fair enough, that's what I expected would happen. I gotta remember the center row is bad. Big no-no zone. Wait, I should have negated that. Wait, what? Why did I let that go through? Oh my god. Another Star Slayer. Dank. Gotta choose our side deck very carefully here. No Maxi. Hate to see it. But we can roll with this. They now have an interaction on hand now. And that I chose to forgo it. Tour guide. I guess that's a thing. there like a YGO Omega list for the songs they're using? It's probably like some royalty-free shit. The card that I draw for turn has to be a Drytron effect monster. It can't be anything else. Or a Searcher. That was perhaps the best one. Fucking side deck Tatasalan. I thought you couldn't respond to this card. Oh, only monster effects. Fuck you. Why would you do this to me? Right, I think that's enough Yu-Gi-Oh for today.